knew, I was now wondering what to do. There's a blue dot sitting next to your name. That's been no let, it's my move. Just one word and your wheels roll up, 'cause just one time is never enough. And oh, I'm growing weak. Every morning I say never again.
Alright y'all, so here we are in the DAW. I use Reaper, which I've been using for a couple years now, and I just love it. I'm going to be using it for a long time. Might do a review of it at some point. But yeah, here we are. Got Leave You Behind pulled up. So this song I wrote probably got at least 3 or 4 years ago now, and I play it out live all the time. And so I wanted to kind of start from there. So of course I'll play it live with an acoustic guitar. So that's kind of just where I started, was with this little groove. That's exactly how I play it live. And I also added in the second half of this little intro. I just doubled that guitar to kind of give some more body. And from there, I added in a beat. I just made this kick, which is kind of a little syncopated kick pattern. I added in some hi-hat, punchy snare, then I also added in some snaps, only on the 2 and 4. Or excuse me, so just on the 4. And the hi-hats are just 1/8 notes. So by the way, Reaper, even though it's amazing, it has no native sounds to it. So unlike, you know, Logic, where you can just pull up drum kits and you have all these cool percussive sounds and stuff, with Reaper you have to download everything yourself. And I have this this little drum sample pack that a friend of mine actually sent me. It is the only pack, the only drum sounds I've got. It is called Oliver Volume 3 Sample Pack. And so I've got some one-shots in here, and it's got a pretty decent amount of, you know, all your basic sounds you're going to need to make a pretty cool beat. We've got some snares, we've got some kicks, punchy, you know, we got this one, which is I use a lot. So all of my drum sounds come from this sample pack. So yeah, this is the Oliver drum pack I was just talking about with the one-shots. It's got some cool stuff here. All the basic things you need, like I said, to make a cool beat. And then what we do from there, we get our bass sound, and then we use the stock plugins that Reaper comes with to kind of mold the sound to what we want. So yeah, this is our drum beat. Super basic for our intro. And with our guitars, it sounds like this. Yeah. And so from there, we went to our synths, and more specifically, I wanted a bass. So what I use for any synth sounds is an external synth simulator. As I said, Reaper has no native sounds. So I downloaded this one. It's free, called Surge XT, and it is incredibly powerful, really cool. I love it a lot. There's a ton of presets. Let me dock this so y'all can see it. Boom. Yeah, here's Surge. You can use all these different presets here. These are from the factory, from the Surge team, and then these are also like a ton of third-party, like individuals that have created synth patches and just saved them on here. So I started with, look at that bass. Number 1 is the Attacky bass, and it is just this yeah, it's really attacky. It's got a little bit of high end to it. That's where we started with the bass sound, and then we go to this sub bass, which is also, all the synths are going to be from Surge XT. So you've got those two things going on. I've got this E piano, which is actually, let's Let's dock this. It's called Ambient E-Guitar, which is in the Plux pack here. And it's just this really like distorted, kind of cool, shimmery sound. It's not playing a whole lot. It's just some atmosphere, you know? So we've got that going on. And then I've got this thing called Monster Delay. That's what I named it, I guess. Just really gravelly, really deep, subby. That brings a lot of girth to it. And then we've got our violin plucks. These are kind of, to me, like the main driving kind of melody in the intro and in the break sections between chorus and verses. We've got just really staccato plucks, you know? And we pair that with this cool little pluck here that sounds not as organic, right? So this pluck actually comes from Spitfire Audio, Labs, I guess it's called. But yeah, this was free, and I guess it's a highly popular, you know, really widely trusted plugin for a lot of organic sounds like pianos and brass instruments and strings and stuff. This is a really great plugin. So that's what's making our violin sounds. And beyond that, for our intro, I think that's the whole thing right here. Cool. As soon as our verse starts, most of that drops out, and we've just got bass, kick, and snaps and hi-hats. And that creates a nice little pocket for the star of our show, the vocals, to come in.
I've been staring at my phone for about 2 hours now, wondering what to do.
Okay, so we've got a vocal double and one little harmony on there with our lead vocal up here. Let's see, let me dock this, show you the vocal chain. I use Melodyne to tune the vocals. We've got an EQ, 2 compressors, back to back, oddly enough, a reverb, another EQ, saturation, and a de-esser. So this seems like a good spot to say that this song and a lot of the songs I'm going to have coming out have all been and will be a learning experience. I'm literally learning on the fly, YouTube Warrior, forums, geek, you know. So this isn't necessarily the perfect way to set up a vocal chain, but it got the job done, and I think at one point I had just put too many hours into this. So it was time to move on and time to say, you know, this sounds decent for what it is, and we're gonna make it work. So this is our vocal chain. Like in the future, I would probably put a de-esser before at least one of the compressors, or you know.
I've been staring at my phone for about 2 hours now, wondering what to do. There's a blue dot sitting next to your name. That's been no let, it's my move.
There we got a cool little Oliver one hit. Just to it's a transition area into the second half of the verse where I like to make it a little different. It's got to have more energy to build up into that chorus. So things changed a little bit here.
Just one word and your wheels roll up, 'cause just one time
got our
is
acoustic
never
guitars
enough.
coming back in.
Oh, I'm
Just some
growing
little
weak.
finger picking. We also had our snare come back in, which adds a lot of oomph and build up. And we also have a pair of harmonies that got thrown on here.
Just one word and your wheels roll up, 'cause just one time is never enough. And oh,
And so then we have transitioning into that chorus. We got a little riser here. That's just a reverse cymbal or something from the Oliver pack. And then we've got our chorus.
every morning I say never again, but we both know that I've always been.
So this is kind of like a drop chorus, you know? Like it's the beat kind of drops away to just kick and snare here. Let's see. Kick and snaps, sorry. Snap and claps. And we got a bunch of pads and trumpets and cool things coming in to create like a big vibe, you know? So it's very much like a building drop chorus.
Every
We've got these
morning
really cool, I used electric guitar here and just played the chords, just it goes C to G, but then I reversed the chords, so it sounds like this. I thought that was really cool. So that creates a lot of vibe. We've got that we've got that cool distorted E piano coming back in. Just playing the chords with little embellishments there. We've got this cool little music box that goes on here just to create some more atmosphere. We've got trumpets. This is also from Spitfire Audio, the Labs. Those just playing the root notes. Or no, that's C and B, so that's what is it? The 4 and the 3, I guess. And then we've got 2 more harmonies. The harmonies really kind of take over.
Every morning I say never again.
We've got this cool little distorted vocoder oh no kind of thing going on, just to be a little response and fill up this space between vocal phrases, just to keep the energy kind of going. The second half of our chorus, we've got this cool like snare build-up thing going on. I forget what that rudiment's called, but it's not like a paradiddle, but something like that. And it's just a little roll building on up. That actually comes from Slate Drums. This is just the free version, Steven Slate Drums 5, I guess, and you literally just get 3 basic sounding kits, but I mean, that's more than enough for us struggling musicians, right? So that's what we got. It's just a natural snare sound. That's all we needed, and it just kind of builds up and adds a little energy to the second half of this chorus. And we've got another Slate kit. Like, it's something you don't probably hear when you listen to the song, but it just adds that extra body. And we've got this those big claps we already said, and that's everything.
In my mind, I can't leave you behind.
And then cuts out there for that vocal line.
Can't leave you behind.
We're back into the intro here. Tell our verse.
You and me, we tried many times, but we know it just won't work out.
So this verse is a little bit higher energy than the first verse, but it still has somewhere to go, right? We don't want it to be the same exact copy and paste as the first verse. So what we have is we start with the acoustic in there with that cool little finger picking. We also start with the snare in there, and we got the same vocal doubles and everything. But yeah, so that just makes it a little, you know, the drop off of energy from the chorus to this verse isn't that dramatic. So
you and me, we tried many times, but we know it just won't work out. There's just one little
second half of this verse, we add everything pretty much back in. Claps and snaps. We've got our violin plugs here that come in. That just like really start building it. I love this sound. To me, this was very Ed Sheeran sounding with the violin with the little synth pluck underneath it. It's very Shape of You-y. That's kind of how I wanted this to be. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, so we've got this building, another riser.
Every morning I say never again.
Basically the same chorus. The only thing with this one is that I included this like live hi-hat. Again, something you probably won't hear. I just wanted it to feel a little bit different than the first one. And we've also got that snare roll building throughout the entire chorus, not just the second half. So that's what's happening there.
And leave you behind.
A little break here. And then we go to our bridge, which drops out a little bit.
Bad habits, we fall back.
So we got just guitar,
you know that I
kick,
can't leave
snaps,
you behind. I've tried, but I give.
So the second half of this bridge, we got more stuff come in. We've got a drum kit come in on just a steady beat here.
We fight.
More body. We've got harmonies come in.
Tried, but I give up. We fight, then we make up. I
Got
can't.
that going on. And that's it.
Tried, but
Until,
I
and a second
give up.
guitar
We
layer.
fight, then We made
That's playing just different voicings of the chords. Adds a cool little layer. And then that builds into our last chorus.
every morning I say never
The
again.
culmination of the whole thing we've had going here. It's got pretty much every element in it.
Helpless and a little crazy. It's never no always or maybe. You got me running circles in my mind. I can't leave you behind. Oh no.
And this is just our outro, which is kind of the same as the intro.
I can't leave you behind.
And then the only thing different here is we've got a little. This is the only instance of. Well, I guess we had the reverse sweeps, but we've got some electric guitar here for our outro. Cool little lick, and that just takes us out of the whole song. So yeah, guys, that's everything here. Let's pull up the mastering chain. We've got some EQ, saturation, compressor, 2 limiters. We've got this multi-band compressor here that I bought from Waves. And Uline loudness meter. This guy I use for everything. This was free, and the master limiters are just JS, so they come with Reaper. Waves, I think. So this plugin, I have like a CLA2A compressor, and Melodyne, I think, are the only plugins I've ever bought. So everything else that I've used to make this song is free, and that's how we like to keep it, right? So I'm a big believer that you know, you don't have to go out and spend hundreds and hundreds, thousands of dollars immediately. You know, learn with what you've got and make it sound the best that you can. And when you finally realize you've exhausted its capabilities, you know, the free version's capabilities, like, and you just need to upgrade, then that's when you do it. There's one other thing we can look at is down here I've got my buses. Reaper's got this cool thing where you can just make tracks and they can become buses just by, you know, dragging. Like if I wanted to take this kick and route it to my reverb, I would just grab the root, click and drag it to the reverb bus. See, it's got like a little little 1/4-inch jack icon there to show that I'm actually plugging it into the reverb. So it's pretty cool. This reverb is just kind of a general large reverb that a lot of things are routed to it. So then we've got a delay bus down here. So I think we will wrap it up here. Alright y'all, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please go stream the song if you haven't already on Apple Music and Spotify. And thank you so much to those of you that have already been streaming my music. It means the world. As you can see, I put tons and tons and tons and tons of hours into making stuff like this and the content for it. So really appreciate all your support. Keep your eyes open for all the stuff that I'm going to be releasing in the next couple months. Yeah, take it easy, y'all.